Good day to all of you. We are encounter different examinations. Then here are some test taking tips. The number one is matching type. As always, you begin by reading the question and underlining or numbering keywords. Glance over both columns quickly. Warning: do not select an answer unless you are certain you've selected the correct match. Circle or draw a line through each answer that you eliminate. As you eliminate the matches you are sure of, use your best guess for the correct answer. It's okay to guess at this point. Number 2, true or false questions. Questions may use absolutes or qualifiers. Answers containing such words as all, never, none, every, only, always, and everyone are usually false. On the other hand, qualifiers like some, few, often, many, frequently, probably, and generally limit meaning, thus allowing exceptions and possibilities that can make a statement true, but not always. Example: everyone should exercise daily. The answer is false, due to the word everyone. There are many people who should not exercise daily and people who may be unable or prohibited from doing any exercise. Number 2 example: all types of cars have some type of engine. The answer is true. Even though the absolute term all could tend to make this question false, the type some makes the question more generally and allows for possibilities. Some type of engine doesn't have to be the familiar gasoline driven engine. Double negatives, two negative words in a sentence, tend to indicate a positive relationship in standard English usage. Aspirin is not an illegal drug. Cancel the negatives to turn question into a positive statement, then select your answer. Now the answer is aspirin is a legal drug. Number 3, multiple choice questions. Look for answers that are grammatically correct. Look for root words in the answers that are similar to words in the stem. Eliminate silly or suspicious choices. Read all choices. Even if the first answer seems correct, another choice may be better, or all of the above may be the correct response. When opposite statements appear in a question, one of the statements are then correct. Number 4 is vocabulary questions. The antonym. If you know the meaning of the given word, think of a word that is opposite in the meaning before you look at the choices. Then, look for the word among the word choices that is as opposite as possible and matches the word you have in mind. Afterwards, look for the word that is the same part of speech as the given word. Give a different antonym for each possible choice if you are having difficulty eliminating choices. Analogy. First, define both words in the initial pair. If you cannot define both words, skip the question and go on to the next one. Then define how the initial pair of words related to each other. Synonyms, antonyms, similar categories, main and subcategories, whole to part, product and substance, different forms of the same word, and grammatical combination. Sentence completion. Read the sentence and try to fill in the blanks before you look at the choice. Make use of signal words such as however, also, because, as a result, instead, before to predict the correct answer. Make certain that each word or pair of words You choose follows the part of speech required in the statement. What for a or an before a blank to give you a clue whether or not to look for a word beginning with a vowel. Read all possible answers in the sentence blank or blanks to see if they make sense. Number 5, reading comprehension questions. Main idea question. You may find it helpful to skim the first and last paragraphs of the passage before answering this type question. Detail. You may sometimes need to put together information from two different sentences, or you may need to use comparison and contrast or do simple inference. You must piece together a number of facts and make a generalization based on these facts. Most inference questions include one of these keywords: think, predict, indicate, feel, probably, seem, imply, and so on and so forth. Remember, in answering an inference question, you are really making a guess, but your guess must be based on facts from the passage you have read, not on your own opinions. Definition. Most often, you will be able to arrive at the meaning of a word by examining its content, the words that surround it. You locate the word to be defined in the passage and reread the sentence in which the word appears and try to determine the word's meaning. Try substituting each of the possible answers in the sentence to see which is closest in meaning. Avoid using a word that looks or sources like the word to be defined unless you have tested it. Tone and purpose. Understanding the tone of a passage can help you understand the author's purpose. Some possible tones are indifference, appreciation, admiration, adoration, optimism, pride, contempt, objectivity, so on and so forth. The form. Try to observe which of the following common patterns of organization the author has used. Some writers will use only one of the patterns, while others may use a combination. Common organizational patterns used are logical sequence of events, comparison and contrast, problem and solution, cause and effect, series of examples, order of importance, and spatial order. 7. Test of standard written English. Read a sentence or passage through twice before making any decision about answers. Look for errors according to difficulty. First, look for capitalization, spelling, punctuation errors, then for grammar and syntax errors, then for usage sequence of tenses, parallel structure. Identify the subject and predicate of each sentence to help you find errors in usage, redundancy, and relevance. 8. The essay questions. Read each question carefully and underline keywords in the different parts of the question. Other words you will need to understand include analyze, delineate, prove, relate, state, illustrate, diagram, and discuss. Take a few minutes to analyze the entire test and budget your time accordingly. Jot the time available in the margin of the test. Before writing, create an informal outline of the main ideas and supporting detail. Some students use a cluster outline similar to the one illustrated. Then the diagram as your writing skills. Skill 1, underline keywords in question. Outline or cluster. Skill 3, budget time. Strive for a well-organized, focused essay. Common error and how to correct it. Padding. State your main point and stick to it. Avoid all extraneous materials. Weak development. Develop 3 main points. Provide details, examples, and or statistics. Choppiness. Use transition words similar to those shown below to ensure that your essay is more coherent. Transition words will show relationships. Example, therefore, moreover, first, since, also, first of all, furthermore, of course, so on and so forth. The other hints. Look over the entire test, know how much each question is worth, and budget your time accordingly. Analyze the way in which the question has been broken down. And that's all. This is the end. Thank you for listening.